Alright, hey guys, Ben here from Second Dynasty. This week I just thought I'd do a rather quick update on the progress of the Notinante, my, let's see, let me fix this real quick. My expand style ship. It's actually entering prototyping phase, and I will shortly show you the results of this so far. Considering the fact that I actually have some printed parts to show you. I was hoping to show more, but I've still got another 32 minutes left on the printer. I've had a bit of a bout of coughing of late, so I'm going to keep this one short, maybe to about 15 minutes, to spare you all and myself, also running a little bit behind. So it is nice to be here again. If any of you guys have any questions, just enter them in the chat. Otherwise, yeah, I'll get to it. So, since last week, we've had quite a bit of detailing going on, as you might be able to tell from the top of the ship here. The flat panels, the sort of tile system has taken on a new sort of level of detail, if you will. I'm still revisiting some of them, going back, adding a little bit of these extra small fine details and features and that sort of thing, just to give a sense of scale. And I've redesigned the airlock. Basically up to this deck here is what I'm working on at present. So we've got a good, what, more than a third of the ship, really, I'd say, is about done with the exterior. The interior is going to take a little bit longer. But I'm getting very happy with the detailing, and I think it's going to print very, very nicely. In fact, I know it does because I have some printed materials behind me. In fact, let's see, I hope this is stable. I don't think the airlock's really supported by much. But let's have a. There we go. I hadn't put the microphone on this, so let's look down here. Sorry about the quality of the camera. Not exactly the best, but as you can see here. We have the beginnings of the ship. I'll just do a quick little 360. Hey Blake. I've had some issues with my printer doing some funny business because there's been quite a temperature shift. But you can see, oh, and there goes the airlock. The front of the ship, I think it's a nice compromise between the aesthetic of the Expanse, but also it kind of has a Sulaco feel to it in a sense. Something that might belong in the Alien universe, which I'm not too. I don't think it's too bad. I enjoy it. Hey Zorima. Yeah, since we're doing such a short stream today, I thought I'll just keep it to me. And here we have the new airlock. I can hold it up a bit closer there. I really do need to get a better camera. This has the same improvements as with the, a little bit tight, as with the new shuttle airlocks and doors. So it actually prints in two parts. The reason being, that way we can do it completely support free. This was done in a bit of haste. It hasn't really been cleaned up yet. It has this sort of extension area, and the reason for that is docking collars. And if you guys remember Starship 3, we actually put out these boarding tubes, which I think I showed last week, and I'll show them digitally as well. This one's not exactly sized for this, but it is compatible with it, believe it or not. I was a little surprised myself. So it attaches to the collar, Yeah, the door is printed in two pieces. That was in intention. So you can see that it fits quite nicely together. You can not really see the lines that well. I mean, you can. It's a good quality print. I'm happy with that. And that slots in on this next section, sorry, which isn't really all hooked in just yet. So there is a bit of a gap at the moment. Looking at solutions, so that'll go in there. And then the next deck down, I can show you some more details digitally. I think will be the best way. So I'll just move these back for now. I'm really happy with the way this looks, actually. I don't think the camera's doing it justice. It's a nice size. Almost would have been a nice horizontal ship, to be honest. But yeah, so that's the... Basically, you would have the bridge there, which will be 2 level. So yeah, the ship will be quite big. We can sort of see in comparison to the scout ship there, and even the big boy. And I'm finding that the hooks actually work really well. Let me just adjust this and show you my screen instead. Okay. So, yeah, the ship currently is clocking in at about, I want to say 80 centimeters. So it's like maybe 2.5 feet in length. Maybe a bit bigger than I was intending, but I wanted there to be enough room because it does start to feel claustrophobic. So if I just switch Maya back to a, let's see, we'll go to classic here, and just got a screen on my second screen there I want to take out. There is a bit of a mess in the scene. You can see some items and that are left, hidden most of the things. But yeah, I've actually divided this up into different layers, but here we can see what it might look like. This is the original version of the docking collar. I'm probably going to change it so it's open, and this here would be the extended version. So you can sort of see that this will come in there, and your door will open up. You'll get into the airlock here, and then proceed on into the ship. So, kind of cool, I think. Only downside is it kind of blocks these thrusters, but there's enough thrusters on it that I could honestly compensate for that. So let's turn that off for now. Yeah, the heat tiles look a lot better now that they're broken up a bit, because in the beginning they really were just looking like a brick wall. Now let's take off the bridge layer so we can see. I've started messing around with tile patterns here to get a sort of... I'm not at all happy with this. This needs more of an edge than what it's currently got, so I'll probably fill that in. Just to make it more panel-like. But still, we've got the airlock in 2 different parts, as you can kind of see there. Just a little bit of paneling and details, nurnies and greebles, that sort of thing, to sort of bring things together. So this will be our airlock level, and it's almost exactly the same as the Notinante in layout, or at least as far as I can tell. The next level down has these sort of slanted sides, and here I guess we would have some retractable turrets, or alternatively some kind of storage tanks or something like that. I plan on having a couple of different variants of this section in the finished design. And you can see that, so here we have the edges. My plan, you can see there's actually these very primitive shapes down here, and this is going to be where the ladder wheel is going to be. So it will go all the way up to the top of the ship in the bridge, and then there'll actually be hopefully an airlock down the bottom here, so that when the ship's landed you can climb down a ladder past the actual engines to get out of the ship if necessary. The side airlock's going to be a whole other challenge to deal with. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. We seem to be missing some RCS thrusters there, but we'll sort that out later. So these sections use a unique piece. They have the floor built in, but no actual floor details. This is because you can see these slots on the walls. My idea for a modular interior, and you can sort of just see like the kind of frame work that I've done there, but that we're going to actually have room modules that slot in here, so that you could have a bunk room, you could have an office, that sort of thing. We just need to leave enough clearance for the ladder wheel to come through. But basically, yeah, this would be your living quarters, I'd imagine, because you kind of get a hallway here and then some rooms. What else? The next level down I have started working on, deck 4. Oh, I need to reassign the layer here. Add to layer. Wait, why aren't you there? Oh, add to layer. There we go. So at the moment I've just got these side pieces, and this will be similar, that they just slot in here, and that way we can sort of swap out the walls or do them in sections. Partially the idea is to increase the structural integrity of the ship, because I want to limit the wobble. So I'm thinking, if I build these in sections that sort of span across there, and these are spanning across here, then you're going to have a much better level of stability in each deck, because each deck, the one below is going to support the one above. So especially these lower decks are going to be very important to support the levels above. And again, I've just gone in, added a little bit of detail, small details. Not all of them will actually be that noticeable, but you know, the higher fidelity you print out, the more details you're going to see, and in general it's going to hopefully make more sense as a design. Could you build a brace that looks like a pipe? I mean, possibly. The main issues I have is that they've got to be rings that you can sort of lift off, like so. We've got our top, we've got the next ring, because the idea is, just like if you were having an RPG map, you would lay these out on the table and you would have a layout of the entire ship, which is actually more manageable than any of the other ones. So yeah, you kind of have them in layers, and as you can sort of see here, this isn't super stable, but we haven't got any of these interior buildings on yet, and we don't need that stability every level, but we want them at certain levels. Like this is what we want to kind of cut down on a little bit. It's also a bit looser because I've switched to this version of the open lock clip. I'll just do a close-up if I can coordinate my mouse. So you can see it has an extra line through the middle. These ones I found on my mini factory, if you just do a search for open lock clip. And these are, they have the springiness of the springy clips, but far more stability. So I highly recommend them. And that's obviously a free download that someone's just done. And then, you know, depending on the design, these levels actually fit together quite nicely. Like I just took a level out and you get a nice shape. So I think you'll be able to customize the length a fair bit, and depending on what you want to take out. So this is kind of what I have to show. I can feel a rasping in the back of my throat. We've still got 18 minutes left on that. So I might just cut it a bit short this week. Been a bit mad. Some parts have taken longer than I wanted to. Others have come out wrong. Like got the old pile of parts that have printed wrong or malfunction. Got a very rare issue of the print layer shifted. And I don't know that I'm getting sick. I think it's mostly the pollen that's gotten to me, and I've had this cough for 6 weeks, so it's not COVID. I just have a poor constitution. But yeah, this was the main update. If we have any questions, I can take them. Otherwise, I think I'll cut this a little short this week, if you guys don't mind. So I'll just give you a couple of moments to respond there, Blake, if you want. But yeah, my printer, you can kind of see the setup, because someone was asking on the Discord. Was it you, Blake, or was it someone else? I'm not sure. I just got it in the corner here, on a piece of furniture, and I basically do my settings. I've got this temperature gauge. Lets me know what the first figure is the humidity, and then you can see the third row is the actual temperature, 22.8 degrees Celsius. And so that's just the one printer I have at work at the moment, and then I have another one at home printing at this very moment, hopefully. So yeah, I'll wrap things up, guys. It doesn't look like we have any other questions, and be back next week, hopefully without as horsey of a throat, and even more of the ship to show. I think there should be quite significant progress next week. Well, as you've seen, what I've gotten done this week. So yeah. Alright, thanks for joining me, and I'll do another update next Friday. See you guys.